In case you are wondering what the heck this dude is doing in a park, well, you're not alone. I am too. I guess we're talking about sports betting, right? If you've seen those cringy lifestyle marketers, the ones that sell their picks, well, the dude that we are interviewing today is the complete opposite of one. This 23-year-old treats sports betting as his job and has profited over $200K in his first 2 years. He keeps it very chill and very low key. Today, he shares his story. Dude, cold. What the? Okay, guys. So we are back in these podcasts. As you can see, we're in a different place yet again because that is just how my life is. I just move around. I don't know why I can't stay still. It's time to stay still, Juan, and settle down like a human being. But in the time being, I'm going to do these anywhere I am. So we're back with these. And today we have an anonymous man who is up $200,000 in his sports betting career in the last 2 years, which is actually a very, very, very delicious number to have. How does it feel to be up 200K off rip, anonymous man?
Oh, I don't know how to answer that question.
All right, let's go back to the beginning then. So how the heck did you get involved in EV sports betting? We'll start there.
Well, going back even before that, I turned 21 June of 2021. And when I turned 21, I told myself I was going to make a $5 bet every day and see where it goes. Fast forward about 2 months, I was up like $30, thought I was doing amazing. And deep down in my head, for some reason, I knew that I needed some sort of software if I was going to do anything with this. I think going way back, I'm sure everyone in this community knows about this Dinger Tuesday for FanDuel, Dinger Tuesday during the baseball season. And I wanted to line shop that day. So I was just Googling odds websites and I stumbled across OddsJam. And with that, I stumbled across, I'm sure we all know Alex Monahan.
Yep.
We all know him. So I just started going down that rabbit hole, and $200,000 later, here I am.
$200,000. That's a really good profit, man. So how did you even know, what came across your head to look for, shop for odds? Well, that was just something that came natural. I want to,
that
get
actually
best odds
totally
possible.
came naturally. That just totally came naturally. Like I knew there had to be websites or software, something out there to be like, hey, if they're like in Michigan back in the day, there was probably, let's just say 10 sports books available at the time, maybe give or take. So I knew deep down in my, like, there has to be some sort of software that can compare all of these lines at the same time. And I guess for me, that was line shopping, I guess, was basic for me even from the beginning. Now,
That's amazing. Do you have a background in data or something that was just something that you thought that's just the obvious thing to do and not just hit any random odds?
yeah, so I've always been a big math and statistics person. I actually graduated from Northern Michigan University. I have a bachelor's degree in accounting that I haven't used at all. I graduated in May of this year and haven't used it one bit. But so I've always been a numbers person and interested in math and statistics. So that part came totally natural for me.
That's amazing. I mean, you saved yourself a lot of money and dumb bets. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
for sure.
That's good. It's funny because for me it was very similar. I never degen bet. I never really cared much about sports, funny enough.
There you go. I've
But
always been a sports guy too. So
you've been a sports guy.
yeah, I've been I'm a sports fan. See, I
Oh,
feel
okay.
like though I've always
Okay.
yeah, I think I mean this is like big picture stuff though. I think sometimes the smartest thing someone can do is know when they're not smart. And I feel like I've always known like I'm not smart enough to know like who's gonna win the
Mhm.
football game that's
Yeah.
on Thursday. Like I'm not smart enough to make money betting with my head, and I know that.
Okay. Good. So you off rip looked for help online and then stumbled upon OddsJam, which has been we were taking a quick look at your bet history, your bet tracker. We'll go over into that in a few. So just don't leave, guys. You're here now. Haha. And if you're 5 minutes into it listening, then don't leave the video and listen to the whole thing because this is going to be amazing. Either you're watching this from the outside, interested in taking on plus EV betting as a main source of income, side hustle, whatever it is, or you already are in the space and are looking to look at what other people are doing to maybe learn a couple things because definitely that's what I'm here for. I am learning as well as capturing for other people to come across this. So going back to the story, so 2021, you go back into betting. Oh, you start betting. Sorry, this was you said baseball season, looking for the Dinger Tuesdays, right? The baseball thing, the home runs,
Yeah, that was what got me to stumble across OddsJam. Yeah.
and then what was your bankroll? What did you start with?
I at that time when I started, like you mentioned, the spreadsheet that we're going to in a little bit. When I first started, I was just doing promo stuff. So on Twitter, I was following, like, there are many of these guys out there, like promo guy from Michigan, like ROI guy, like some of those guys. So just like the daily FanDuel boosts or the profit boost on different platforms. That was how I originally started. So I really wasn't even using OddsJam too much at that point. So I started out very basic, just odds boost, profit boost, and that stuff.
Okay, okay, and off rip. I guess we'll look in more into more detail to the actual numbers. You were just successful off the bat, right? I have an unstable internet connection.
Yeah, cutting out a little bit.
Yeah, my internet just pooped itself, but hopefully we're back. Hello.
That's okay. There you go. I think I got you back.
Perfect. Okay. So you were successful off the off rip, right? Because you were doing it correctly.
Yeah, I feel like I'm very fortunate. Like other than, like I said, the first 2 months ish, I had a spreadsheet that I deleted it way back. I don't know why I deleted it. I should have kept it, but for first 2 months, right around there, I made one $5 bet every day. And looking back, that was totally degen. Like I probably didn't even have it. I probably didn't have an edge there at all. I definitely didn't have an edge there at all. But I think like I said, I was lucky. I was probably up 30 or 40 bucks off of that. But other than that, super small sample size, I've been plus CV all the way.
Nice, nice, nice. Wow. So when you started, would you have guessed that you were going to be up multiple six figures in 2 years at
Oh, hell no.
23 years old, 22 years old at the time?
Hell no. Can I swear like that? Sorry about that.
Yeah, bro. Can go and go
All right,
crazy.
cool. But yeah, hell no. I would not have imagined that I'd be 6 months removed from graduating and I have not even sniffed the idea of getting a normal 9 to 5 job.
Wow. So you went all in then.
I went all in. Yeah, I definitely I went all in, I think, on OddsJam when I upgraded to the platinum plan. I think deep down that is when I totally upgraded.
Yeah. So wow, so odds platinum plan. That's good. I just started using that actually, the platinum plan, because I want to look at ride the ARB wagon that everyone's like kind of getting into the live ARBing. It seems to be
Yeah,
interesting.
I've seen that. I think that's an area that I think we're getting ahead of ourselves maybe, but yeah, that's something I think I could improve on. I think with the platinum plan, the number one thing there is the text alerts. Don't underestimate the power of the text alerts.
Yeah. If you set a crazy threshold, you could get notified for really crazy EV bets.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so What do you now? I asked this to everybody. What do your friends and family think of this? That you're gambling. What are you doing? Do they say anything like that, or do they even know
No,
you do this?
not really. I mean, I think everyone in my family has known, like I said, I've always been like a numbers person, a stats person. Like I'm the guy, like anytime there's a football game on, I'm always telling everyone like, why is this team punting? Or like they should be going for two here instead of kicking the extra point. Like I've always been the stats guy.
Okay.
So I don't think it surprises anyone in my family that I'm doing something like this. And plus, like my mom has specifically asked me sometimes like how like results are, and I've told her, and if she's like a like, hey, if the results are there, like go for it. Like
Good. That's amazing. That's good. So
yeah,
you
like
proved yourself.
I wouldn't do it, like if the results weren't there, obviously. Like
Good. So you proved yourself to the family that you
yeah, and not that
killing it.
I think I needed to prove myself, but
Yeah, I know.
I definitely think I did, yeah.
Good, good, man. So, okay. I guess we could take a little bit of a deeper dive into the actual data and go over your process a little bit. If so, you could go ahead and share that screen and let's look
Yeah,
at
we
that
could.
crazy Excel we were looking at, logging everything manually.
Yeah, well, we were list, like I said, I was gonna just gonna try to compile, but this is everything I have going back to, what did I say, December something.
December 2021, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
December 11th, 2021. I've tracked every single day. And fun fact is Christmas Eve 2021, there were literally no games that day. Like I think there were like two bowl games that were scheduled in college, but COVID shut them out. So there were literally no games that day. But yeah, this is going back all the way.
You
I've
love
made
this. You love this. Do you have a total bets number somewhere? Probably in your bet tracker. We'll look at that in.
I actually don't. I mean,
Okay.
maybe that might be in like a Picket or something. I've thought about that stuff that I wish I tracked, but like this is like yesterday for me, for example.
Okay,
I
player
got everything
props.
with, so like this column would be the wager size and then the payout. And then starting over here, I have like the potential payout, what it would be. Like this is what I got going today.
Custom tracking. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, I don't know, I want to be, it's weird because you want to know, I feel like, because I run this like a business. So it's like,
Yeah.
obviously, you want to know how your business is doing on any given day.
Yep.
But on the other hand, like I guess we'll go back here, like you can see this major downswing. Like
Yeah.
those are the, like sometimes you don't want to be super hands-on.
Yeah.
Like
You sp-
sometimes there are days when it's like I know, because I like I follow sports, like I'm a sports guy, so like I'll know a lot of days before I even like go through this stuff if I'm up or down. And like sometimes emotionally it's like, man, I really don't want to go through this today because I know I'm gonna be way down. I was showing you this one. This is worst day I've ever had by far.
October 25th. Did you spot why? Maybe why it happened?
No, so
Just
I like thinking back, like maybe I was over betting in some scenarios.
like overexposed, maybe?
Yeah, maybe like, but I like because what is it? The top 11 is that 10 or 11 bets lost, and then like going like variance. I mean, that's
This is even more impressive than like all that crazy DFS correlation that lasted a couple months that everybody the smart people took advantage of. This is
yeah,
more impressive because this is like straight bets. So it's like
yeah. I
the
mean,
grind is there. The grind is real, brother.
like I've stumbled, like I obviously like I've stumbled across, like I still do like prize picks and everything, but like you said, like the correlation stuff, like I know that's a thing that's been coming around the last 2 or 3 months. It's getting more popular. Like I haven't delved into that at all.
It died like it's slowly dying. So you either caught it or you didn't in the last 2 or 3 months.
What,
I caught like the tail end of it, which kind of
what was it today that I saw that underdog fantasy? Like you can't combine
yeah.
like
So first
an
it was like parlay
overall.
play like 2 weeks ago that you couldn't. do these combinations. The payout changed from like 20x to 5x or something like that. Then
Yeah,
Jock MKT also like nerfed, and now Underdog nerfed college football, and then eventually NFL will be nerfed, and then that is the end of DFS correlation, guys.
that doesn't surprise me because I got in right at the end of when this was maybe 6 months ago when like esports was really becoming mainstream. I don't know if you remember that craze. I feel
Yeah,
like that I feel like that definitely peaked maybe 6 months ago and it kind of faded. I mean, it's still here a little bit, but that faded sort of.
yeah. There's some guys with like their own models. LCS Larry, I don't know if this guy on Twitter. He like has his own model for the worlds that just happened or going on right now or finished or something, and that was crazy. But yeah, I guess go branching off to esports, but yeah, but I'm not too savvy on any of that. So um, but yeah, so going back to this is even more impressive, like I said, because it's all straight bet, so the grind is real. That variance looks nasty at the top.
Yeah,
It's funny how that happened right after you broke $200,000, $200,000.
yeah, I think my peak was 210, I believe. Right, or would it be right in here? Maybe not. Yeah, like
Like 206
206,
July,
207 right there. I think that's my peak.
and then baseball happened.
Yeah, or was there 208? Yeah, 210 right in here. Okay.
So that was
So
definitely baseball August. There
yeah,
was
once I got
nothing.
yeah, like you're saying, once I got to 210, like I thought I was above the mark forever and that was going to be it. And then
How'd you
yeah,
So
the
going dropping
variance.
down 40K, how was that psychologically? Because that must have been kind of hardcore.
Well, okay, couple things. I guess I should have mentioned this too before we even started. So one thing that I do not track in here is sign up bonuses.
Oh yeah,
And
okay.
when I was so I just like just moved into a new apartment in just north of Chicago here. I just moved in like 2 weeks ago. And 2 months ago, I was in Chicago looking for apartments and I did some of the Illinois sign up bonuses.
Okay.
And there was like I should have got a screenshot of this or something, but on the Bet Rivers $500 risk free bet, I turned that into 20K.
What? How? What?
Which so that was the biggest, that was by far the biggest win I've ever had in my life. So
How did you parlay it? What'd you do?
yeah, I think it was like a 4 leg parlay. I could get into the specifics, but I'm somewhat paranoid that, well, actually, screw it. I'm already limited on Bet Rivers anyway. So it was,
I'm not gonna find you. Don't worry.
well, even if I did, like they've already limited me. I've only been here, like I said, I moved here 2 weeks ago and I've already been super limited. So screw
Yeah.
it. What are they gonna do? It was a 4 leg parlay. Two of the legs were baseball. One was the Buccaneers over the Vikings week 1, and then the last leg that had 20K on the line was the Jets over the Bills week 1. I don't know
Oh
if you remember that game. So that was the game where Rodgers tore his Achilles.
yeah.
So I guess I could kind of turn this into like the question you're asking, like how does it feel sometimes like to have like a 35-ish K dip here or to have like 20K on the line in one game? I think you just really have to trust the math.
What made you choose those bets? Because even though they're positive EV, why those though? In that 4 leg parlay to 500 to
Well, in that
20K. Gee.
or like so at the time those were, so I just was going through OddsJam and those were they were 4 games where um Bet Rivers, like their price was the best in the market at that.
Okay.
Um yeah, it was just the things that Bet Rivers was the best in the market. That's all that was. But
Wow.
yeah, emotionally, you just if if you're gonna do this as a full-time job, you just really have to take a step back and just I call it the roller coaster. Like you just have to not even get on the roller coaster. Like you know it's there
Yeah.
on the side. going in loops and doing its crazy thing, and you just have to not get on it.
Yeah, understand it from the beginning, you'll be good. But that's still
Yeah.
impressive, man. I mean, props to you. That's the crazy grind. And you do you bet by yourself? Are you like in any sort of communities or anything like that? Just
I
you?
have only bet with myself. I've thought about that, having like asking, parents or relatives, like, hey, do you want to make an account and we can figure something out? But I've never actually ended up stumbling into that. Plus, I feel like that would get awkward if someone else had $5,000, $10,000 in a sports betting account that was yours. I feel like that's a whole thing by itself that I've thought about it, but I've never gone into that.
Okay. As so betting partners, but as far yeah, that's betting partners. But as far as like other sharps, like a group where you talk and such.
Okay, I see what you mean.
But that was also a question actually. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've never done anything. I mean, I guess again, going way back, this was probably like in this time. Like I was in one Discord that
Hmm.
would like give out positive EV plays that would there was some way back in the day on like Caesars, for example, where you could parlay, like do some sort of same game parlay, and like their correlation was messed up on baseball for like the first month of the season in 2022. So like besides that, so basically no to answer the question.
Okay. Yeah, no, because I just got into some of them like 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, because I was having a hard time with variance. Like it lasted too long. I realized why it was happening actually after. And then
Yeah.
there's like all these people that are like they grind even harder than you, and you're like, wow, that's amazing. But there is no need, obviously, if you're it's mostly to not feel alone during the day when you're just betting. Everyone is there do kind of doing it and then kind of like sidetrack and like BS talk. I'm in some that are hilarious that I just sometimes I'm not even engaging. I'm just reading and I'm like, yo, this is hilarious, bro. Like, how do you have so much time? Obviously, well, they're just sitting on your computer.
We have us, yeah, the guys in this profession, we definitely have a lot of free time. That's for sure. That is definitely for sure.
Yeah, there's some there that are actually like they have 9 to 5s too. So I met one that's in the military and he's up like over 100K this year. Drew, shout out to Drew. And yeah, like it's amazing because I thought I was grinding like back in June and July, but I'm obviously not as hard as these people are, and you I can
Right.
see. Um, so yeah, I guess we could kind of like go into the process now. Like, what is your process like? Because you are still not limited. What books are you hitting? What markets? What odds you look at, et cetera, et cetera.
So
Whatever you want to share, whatever you want to keep to yourself, feel free. Whatever you want to share with us immortals,
yeah, so
mortals.
I hope I can say this in a way that answers the question fully. So I am 100%, EV betting, top down betting. I guess again,
What,
big picture.
what does top down mean for those that have no idea?
So if you can beat the closing line, if you're getting a good price relative to the market, I guess that's the most basic way I would explain it, then
Okay.
long term you're going to make money. I
Any
tell people
specifics?
as far as
Like, let's say for main market, you're looking at Pinnacle. For player props, you're looking at, I don't know, DraftKings, or you're just basing it on, oh, we have like 10 minutes. All right. So if this ends, we'll make another one.
okay.
Yeah, like what is, or how do you read the OddsJam plus
Yeah.
EV
So
page?
let's go. I guess I'll go straight to
Yeah.
OddsJam. I guess this is. We'll see if there's anything here that I would like.
So I guess side note before you start this,
Yeah.
for those I found this guy randomly on Twitter because he made a comment. He has no like he doesn't he's 100% anonymous, like no social media presence on this side of the world of betting, because he doesn't need any of that. So it's funny how I just stumbled across him. Just yeah, end the quote, end parentheses. We're back on this now.
Okay. So like here, I mean, I guess So should I be explaining this in like more of a teaching way or
Yeah,
like what do you okay.
last time.
Because I mean, in a sense, like the fundamental basis of plus EV betting is arbitrage, right? So like this number, for example, like that's a direct arb to three different sites.
Yeah.
And you know, we can go on here. I mean, obviously they're probably going to limit you to like $15 nowadays. But let's say they weren't and you're just starting and you can put $250 down.
Mhm.
Well, okay, that's a free $40 right there.
Okay. So
Do that
you hit the plus EV leg instead of hitting the ARB, obviously.
right. And
Okay.
that's what I've done
How do
going
you
back.
determine your staking size? Do you have flat staking, Kelly? What are you using?
So that's a great question. So I can actually draw this back. I'll go back to here. So up until this day, I would put up to $50. It was like right in this point in this graph. I would like $50 was the most I would ever bet. And then I stumbled across Kelly Criterion,
Mhm.
learned what that was all about. And so since like right in here, early June of 2022, I've done Kelly staking for everything. And
How do
to
you
be
determine
totally
your fair
honest,
value? Sorry, how to interrupt. How do you determine your fair value for the Kelly since you're looking at?
yeah, so I can actually open a new, just so happen to have that bookmarked. So I've
Yeah.
always used quarter Kelly. So that, and you're just putting the odds of your bet. So whatever. So
Let's go over an
make
example,
up.
like real time example, for example, like just
Okay, cool. So go back to here. So for this, for example, so I don't know anyone else that does this. I've always used DraftKings for player props as my
yeah.
sharp line.
I know some people that do that actually,
Okay, cool. Yeah.
and FanDuel.
Okay. Like, yeah, I'm totally anonymous. So like I honestly don't know if anyone else has done that. So I would use DraftKings here as my go-to line. Oh, trying to open a new tab here.
Yeah,
There we go.
I already know the title for this YouTube video. Anonymous man makes $200,000 in his sleep.
Anonymous flip it basically. So 110 to 155, I'd put that in. So it's showing minus 127 fair odds, 56. So I would round that down. Oh, I did open it. So I would round that down to like a little bit, maybe 55.9. Then what was it?
Why?
Just to be a little more conservative, I've
Okay,
always done that.
so you under measured,
Yeah,
which is better.
I've always tried to be more conservative. And
Okay.
then what were the odds on that? Like 115, was it 117? Yeah,
Mhm.
117.
So this is basic plus EV math. Like
Yeah, and I
the
mean this
big
is
is
an
sharp
extreme.
hook.
Yeah, so this is an extreme example. Like that would tell you to bet 4.5% of your bankroll. I mean, I guess it is that's a crazy error. Like if I refresh, that's not even going to be there.
Yeah, it's a crazy ARP.
Yeah, that's not going to be there. But so yeah, in that example, that would tell you to bet that. I would probably max that out at maybe 2% of my bankroll, or I would just max bet whatever I could on that book. And then if I felt that I was overexposed, I would hedge out and bet some on the other side. If I
Really?
felt if I felt that I was overexposed, but
How do you feel you're overexposed when Kelly's telling you to, that it's a fat bet?
so for me, I mean this at this point in my career doing this, I don't do this anymore. But
Okay.
way back when I was growing, like it was just a feeling. If I felt uncomfortable with how much I had riding on something, then I would put a little bit on the other side. Because I mean, I would always tell somebody, even if like first and foremost, you should always trust the math. But if you're not comfortable with what the math is saying, then if you need to hedge a little bit, if it makes you sleep better at night, then I would recommend that. Even though the math wouldn't say that, that's like the only time that I would ever recommend someone to not do
Interesting.
what the math says.
Interesting. Okay. I mean, so that was before. You're not doing that anymore.
Yeah, I at this point I
No, because you need to get as much volume as you can now, because your bankroll is like $1 million or something.
well, not that big. Yeah, and I guess another thing too, going back to the kind of the original question of what I do now. So at this point, I would say, um, ever since like maybe in like it gradually as this increases, like I'm rarely ever Kelly like going through the Kelly calculator to figure out what I should put on a bet.
You're just trying to just max it out, basically.
Yeah, on every because nowadays because I'm limited on every single platform I use. Should I go through that by the way?
Yeah,
Or
yeah, definitely. Like, yeah, as much as you can, as much
okay,
as you want to share. This is like the educational part of this podcast for those
okay,
that
I
are
get
learning or are doing
yeah, I
this.
have a yeah, I could go into I'm not going to go into that spreadsheet here because I have, personal information stuff, but I guess I could I was just about to type it out. I could probably just say it too. Barstool, BetMGM, Bet Rivers, Caesars, Circa is here in Illinois. I love Circa.
Ooh.
DraftKings, FanDuel.
Everything basically at your disposal.
Yeah, points. I mean, not everything. PointsBet is cool. I
Okay.
haven't been limited there yet, which I'm really surprised on. And then like there's Prize Picks and Underdog. So, because originally I started in Michigan up
Okay.
until moving here a couple weeks ago. So I mean, Michigan has Golden Nugget, which is cool.
Use any
Um,
offshores like Bovada, BetUS, BetOnline,
no,
Bookmaker, a little bit.
I way back when I started, I did uh, so I used Bovada and Bet Online, like their sign up bonuses. This was way back in the day. Like I had to deposit with like I had to make a crypto
Yeah,
account.
the wallet. Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea what I was doing there. And I've just never felt super comfortable going with offshore. Like even nowadays, like stuff with like Fliff is an area because I've seen like I see on Twitter all the time like people arbing the Fliff and stuff like that. And it's like
Yeah. You're not hitting Cliff?
no, I've never honestly, no, I never
Oh,
have.
wow. It's time,
Is
my
that
man.
is that
It's
something
free
I'm
money.
missing out?
Yeah,
Is
bro,
it?
it's free money. It's the softest book in the planet.
See, but I've always been uncomfortable because I've heard of people like not having trouble getting their money out, and then like you're not even betting with money, right? You're betting with like flip coins.
I thought you know what? I actually was I went through the same mental dilemma in like April and I was like, wait, this is legit, it's not fake, blah blah blah. But then like I have yet to meet one person that hasn't gotten paid out by Fliff.
Okay,
There's
that's good
some
to know.
delays sometimes, like 3, 4, 5 days, but everybody that I've met and my personal experience, you always get your money. So
Okay,
definitely
that's
don't miss
yeah,
out because there's a
yeah. I mean,
train there.
okay. I mean, yeah, that could be a
Wagon.
lesson for people. Like even, I mean, I don't want to hype myself up, but even someone like me here, like there's plenty of areas that I feel like I know that there's
De-
areas I can improve in.
don't worry, man. Definitely hype yourself up because props to you. $200,000 is not easy. Well, as far as all the grind necessary, right? Um,
Right. Yeah.
but yeah, definitely get into Flip, bro. And yeah, definitely get into Flip. There's free money there. $250 is the max bet, and there's just
Yeah. Like I said,
infinite.
I've seen stuff and it's like, but like every time I think about it, it's like I've seen so many horror stories of people not getting their money out. It's like I don't know.
No, I mean, I've personally no problem, and I've known people that have made like 20, 30K plus off Flip and paid out. So,
Okay, that's good to know.
so yeah. So going back to the approach,
Yeah, for sure.
yes. Do you care about like long odds, like plus one recording? So we just got cut off by these limits. We got limited by Zoom.
That's the first.
That happens on like one-on-one calls. Um, so the last thing we were talking about, I have
You're
it pulled
talking
up
about
here.
longer odds.
Oh yeah, so you're looking at longer odds, or do you have like an odds range that you stick by? We're looking at your process.
Yeah, do you want me to share my screen again?
Yeah, yeah. Let me share. You have host powers.
All right. I have the power.
Host power. There you go.
I've never watched. Is that from Star Wars? I don't know where I have the
Host
power.
powers was from like back in like 2010, 2011 gaming, like
So
Rainbow
like
Six.
the saying like I have the power.
So hosts
Oh,
have better ping back in like old school gaming, and
I hope. that saying is from Star Wars, or I'm gonna feel like an idiot.
So you had like better ping, so you could destroy easier with host powers because you were the server. Okay, now going back to this.
Yeah, so I guess I don't need anything on the screen to answer the question, but I mean, so as far as an odds range, I mean, as long as I mean the price, as long as um you're getting a good price. I mean, I've never really used an odds range. I mean,
Okay.
Kelly Criterion would tell you to bet less on your longer odds, but as long as you feel like the odds are longer than the break even odds, then that's plus EV. So
Hmm. Okay.
I
So
hope
do you
I
you have
hope
like a
that.
general plus EV strategy? Just look at the
So
sharp books.
I mainly am here on the arbitrage page. Most of what I do is sitting here all day. And actually, when we were on our little 10-minute timeout that Zoom put us in,
You
see,
hit some
is there,
bets.
can I, there you go. Why does that thing like disappear sometimes? I don't understand that.
Hmm.
So here, so this came up on my screen. And
Oh,
any plus CV person, like this jumps out like a sore thumb.
yeah.
Got four books here that have the line at 17.5 on this game, and FanDuel put Central Michigan at plus 19.5. So,
Is that still available? I mean,
well, so I'll refresh. So that was like 10 minutes ago. So I have a doubt.
and
Oh,
it's
look at
gone.
that. So PointsBet joined the party though. They have it at 19.5.
Points for the party, but FanDuel moved it back
But
That's three
FanDuel moved
points.
it to
Wow.
17. So
That's
that's 2 points of value right there. So
Yeah. So you're looking at this too, like closing good as far as like getting points in your favor besides just EV off the main line, obviously.
yeah, closing line value is the, I guess, the most like fundamental thing with EV betting. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. For
Yeah,
those
and
that have
as far as my process goes, so for if it's not a player prop, then like in here I have Pinnacle, Bookmaker, Bet Online, and then I have Circa in here as well. So I have four market making books, and then I'm just basing off that. So when I can hear uh, these would be the main three that like these are my sources of truth. Like they have the line 17 and a half, 17 and a half, 17 even. So like that 19 and a half jumps out like a sore thumb. Like I'll refresh again. I doubt that that's still there.
still there.
That's that surprises me that that's still there.
Yeah. Because PointsBet is really fast.
Yeah, surprisingly too, because like I said, I've been in Illinois for only about 2 weeks now, and I still haven't been limited on PointsBet yet, which I'm stunned by, but hopefully we can keep that going.
Yeah. Yeah, just the fact that like you're hitting bet rivers and such. Well, now not anymore. But are you hitting bet
Yeah.
MGM?
MGM I haven't been limited on yet either.
What?
So
That's
so I'll
crazy.
go. So this brings up, this is more of an in-depth I guess topic, but what I've been trying since I got here in Illinois, what I've tried on MGM PointsBet, and I tried it on Bit Rivers, but I honestly think it was the me hitting the big risk-free bet on because I was on Bet Rivers. I think that is maybe what got me limited on Bet Rivers so quickly.
Yeah.
That could be a definitely is probably a big part of it. But what I've been trying on PointsBet and MGM is if I see a line I like this, then I'll go through and I try to find a second line on PointsBet that I like. So like
That's not too
here,
obvious.
yeah. So like here, I don't like there's a couple of these I saw, but like I wouldn't bet those. So I try to find a second bet that I think I like or is okay on PointsBet, and then I parlay them together because that looks like more of a sucker. That doesn't stand out as much as a sharp play.
Hmm.
And may I don't know if again I could be hitting the nail on the head or I could be way off, but for 2 weeks it's worked. I've yet to get limited on those two platforms.
Yeah. Well, that's good,
So
man. That's good. That's good. Do you have any specific like filters you have there, or you just leave everything open because you assess every bet individually?
yeah. So See, I gotta move you around here. So what do I got here? I shouldn't even have that filter on it. What is that? That shouldn't even
Max
be there.
maximum 8%.
Yeah, that shouldn't even be there. I don't know why that's there.
Oh, you
So yeah,
clear everything. Yeah, you just look at every bet because you want to see
yeah,
everything that's popping up.
yeah. So I feel like at this point, my eyes are trained in a way that like I can run, like I do this sometimes. So, like I can run through here like super fast, and it's like, okay, this jumps out a little bit. That
It'll.
probably jumps out. No, like see it here,
Oh,
because
look.
like I said, I use DraftKings as my player prop source of truth. So like that doesn't really even
They
like if
just
I did
added the
have,
ESPN app. Look at that.
oh yeah, I saw
ESPN.
that too.
Oh,
But they're
well,
like same with their. I was hoping that,
they'll start fresh, right? But they're still Barstool again.
yeah, it's so yeah, I placed a bet there. I was limited already. Super. That happened earlier though. But yeah, so I only because like I said, as far as like if you were to go in here, I don't know what to even. Oh, there's my personal information. That's gonna.
I'll
There you
remove
go.
that. Don't worry.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, what do I even have? So like this is just, and sometimes OddsJam will add books. Like I've never even heard of like Dafabet. I can remove that. But, like so, this is just everything that's legal in Illinois, and then like I said, the four. I guess I can get rid of these two, but I'm actually going to be going back to Michigan for Thanksgiving, so I'll keep that there. But yeah, just every book that I might be betting on, and then Pinnacle, Bet Online, Circa,
So,
and
so,
Bookmaker. So the four market makers.
so when you're hitting you're hitting bets on Circa as well. You said, right?
Yeah, that
So if they're sharp, what are you basing it off? Just the average in the market, or just Pinnacle?
that's a great question. So, and I'm still figuring this out a little bit. Maybe 2 months ago, because I was looking into the future, it was like, okay, if I'm moving to Illinois, like I need to like start practicing, so to speak. So anytime I would see a line on Circa that kind of jumped out, I would take a screenshot of it on my phone and then I would track it over the course of like the week or up until the game, if it was like the day of, or if it was like a football game the next week. So in my head, I was kind of wanted to get a good feel about where the market tends to move. And basically, what I figured out, long story short, is sometimes like most of the stuff that pops up here, that Circa I won't bet because again, it is a market maker and they're kind of a source of truth. But if Circa is off, if they're off compared to Pinnacle, BetOnline, and Bookmaker, like
Yeah,
if Circa's the one of the four that's off,
that's a
then
bet.
that's more than likely a good bet. But yeah,
Yeah.
you do have to be really cautious because, like I said, they're a market maker too. So I guess normal rules kind of don't apply to them.
Okay.
I guess it's the way I think of it.
Okay. Okay. Can
But
we
that's
can we
definitely
can we
more of an
look
advantage.
in your bet tracker in OddsJam? Like, or
No,
is that like
no,
consistent
I haven't tracked anything. I don't even know where to go for that. I haven't used this
on
bet
the
tracker.
left? On the left,
Oh,
or
it's on,
yeah, that yeah.
okay, because I haven't used this in like before I even started. So
What does that even say? Oh yeah, that yeah. Okay, so wow, this is even more impressive.
like I literally don't like I just way back, like it didn't even look like this when I did use
Okay,
the bet tracker. Like look, July 14th, this would have been 2021.
21. Yeah.
So this is the last time I would have used this.
Hmm.
And like and way back in the day too, you used to have to go through and manually grade everything yourself. It didn't automatically do it, which I think it does that now if I'm correct there.
With some bets, yeah, most of them now. Wow.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, do you have like a morning routine before you bet and you look at yesterday's results and you like grade
So I
one by
usually do
one?
that. I usually do that before I go to bed. So before I go to bed, um, I'll go through here and
So you'll
see.
screenshot that and then delete that.
Yeah. So I'll go through every night grade which one of these may or may not have won.
Oh my God, bro, you're
I'll
married to the hustle.
do a little equal sum here at the bottom. Then that number will go there. I'll screenshot this, and yeah, and then I'll go through. I made this list when we were in our little 10-minute timeout. So that's the list of all the books I use. So I'll go through those 12, see if I have any bets for the
Wait,
next
so
day.
so when you're hitting these DFS books, do you have a DFS strat? Are you using the optimizer, or what are you doing for that
Oh, so for
DFS?
yeah, so I don't do that much DFS, but if I do, it's usually something I'll see
Like you'll do like
on
a 3-man or something? Like do you
yeah, so like for example, I think earlier I saw there was something that stuck out on Underdog where some college football like guy to score a touchdown where on FanDuel and DraftKings, like him to score a touchdown was at like plus 150. And I believe a 3-man on Underdog is like you need minus 122 to break even.
Mhm.
So with FanDuel and DraftKings having him at plus 150 to score, like that was an obvious like to bet him not to score. So then I
Yeah.
went, I do have, yeah, I don't use it enough. Okay, how do I get rid
Okay.
of this screen up here? I really don't know how to. Oh, there we go. I move that down. There we go. So I do have this. I don't use this enough where
Yeah, yeah. So you're just a straight bets man, basically.
for the most part. So like
I
yeah,
like
like
that.
this. Although it's that's probably Taco Tuesday, I would have to guess.
Yeah, there's
And
some
then
taco
so
things there. Okay. So you're just a straight bets man. Okay.
for the most part,
I
like
like
yeah,
that.
I dabble a little into DFS, but
So you have no idea what your ROI is, what your hit rate is, what any of that is, right?
I was so I think on Pickett my ROI is like right around 4%.
And it doesn't tell you like the number of bets, like 10,000
It
bets,
does.
15,000.
I'm not to be totally honest, I stopped looking at my Pickett during this. I'll be totally honest. And
I
then I
like
don't
that.
even since I changed states, I don't have this fully like I don't have all the books synced in that. So
Okay.
yeah, it's
So
showing this year 3 point I have it up on my phone right now, 3.6% ROI. Hold up, it's still syncing, give me a minute.
that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing that I think is crazy though, is I'm making so I don't even know what was I at the beginning of the year. Is
Just
that like 86? So I'm at like
you're
120 plus that risk-free bet. So I'm up like 140 this year, and that's 3.3% Pickett is showing. And like I said, that's not like
okay.
totally accurate.
So I love that. It's a great
It
class.
doesn't even fit my record in the full screen. 7,518 to 9,598.
Jesus, 16,000 bets,
And
like
then
1,200 bets a month or so.
yeah, it's like I said, I treat this as a full-time job and like a
That's good.
business.
Yeah, I
Like
mean, if it's
sometimes
paying you, if you're making six figures, yeah. You
yeah,
had to deal with
sometimes I'll be
taxes
in the
already?
middle. What's that?
You dealt with taxes at the beginning of the year?
Yeah,
First year.
yeah.
Okay.
That was fun figuring out how to do all that the first time, but
Well, that's coming for me. I have no idea. I'm gonna do
yeah, that's a first world problem though, having to
personal
when you
development.
when April comes around, it's like, damn it, I gotta pay
How much did you have to pay for taxes this year? For last year? Did you
last year
pay like
what was that? I was
20K?
at started at like 3, ended at like 80. So let's just say I was up 80K. So whatever tax bracket that would put me in, I don't specifically recall what that was. What would that be like would that be 12 or 22?
I have no idea, bro.
Although
You're
it could
asking
be
them wrong, dude.
it could be
I'm over here trying to learn, and then you're asking me.
yeah, would it well 80K would be my taxable income
Okay.
and then go from there. So
So full-time
whatever
thing, man. So you're
yeah,
getting
whatever
like
TurboTax spit out.
yeah. So you basically have no schedule sort of thing. You kind of just hit bets throughout the day, you just chill on your computer, or do you have like a
Yeah, like right
routine?
now I'm living the like I'm the single guy. I've got a dog. and I'm just betting every day. That's my life right now.
How does that
Just
feel?
I mean, I'm
Making $200,000, just
how
a
does it
regular
feel?
guy. Yeah, how does that feel? Just kind of like wake up, hit bets, and then hit more bets, and then
Well, I think it's weird because like don't get me wrong, it's cool. Obviously, it's cool. I'm not gonna downplay it and be like, ah, it just is what it is. Like it's mad cool. I love it.
yeah,
But I don't like to I don't like to gas myself up too much, so I don't know. I hope that kind of answers the question.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
weird. It's definitely weird. It's definitely weird.
Okay.
Like
Yeah, I
today,
mean,
for example, I woke up like right around noon and I was letting my dog out and at the apartment complex I'm at like I'm like the only car that was parked there in the parking lot. It's like, oh yeah, like everybody else is like at their job right now, like their normal 9 to 5 or whatever, and I'm just here.
making 200,000 real quick on this side.
Yeah,
Oh,
at
full
noon. It's
time.
like I mean,
At noon.
it's like I haven't even brushed my hair or gone to the bathroom yet. It's like, what am I? Yeah, it's weird. It's the positives. I mean, there are some negatives. Like sometimes, I don't know, you feel like you're kind of by yourself sometimes, but
Join a Discord, bro. Actually, I'm gonna talk to the guys where I'm at and see if we could come join us, bro. You'll have conversations throughout your betting day. Don't do it alone. I was betting alone too up until 3 weeks ago, and then it's like, oh, there's people here that want to talk on the
yeah,
side.
it's just yeah, that just goes to like my personality though as a person. Like I'm just
Introverted.
quiet. Yeah, I'm definitely introverted, quiet, just doing myself. I mean, that's why I don't want my face out on the internet, is because that's just
Yeah,
who I am. Like
yeah,
I don't know, it's just who I am. So
yeah. Do you have any hobbies? Bet on sports.
yeah, I was just saying, betting on sports is usually how I answer that question. Um, I mean, hobbies. I mean, I'm a sports guy. I like trains. That's a weird one.
That's not
Um,
weird. That's cool.
like,
Trains. My brother-in-law loves airplanes.
there we go. I like take my dog for a 5 6 mile walk every day.
Oh, good. What
The
dog
drone
do you
out.
have?
I like flying. What was that?
What dog is it? What breed?
Pit Bull Beagle mix.
Okay, wow, it's interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
and I mean this is side thing, not related to gambling at all, but for a pit, he's the calmest dog you'll ever meet.
Good.
Yeah, pit bulls get a bad name.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I like dog.
they don't deserve it. It's all in how they get raised.
Yeah,
That's
of course. Yeah,
that's
they're
my
just
side tangent. That's not gambling related at all. His pit bulls deserve better treatment than they do.
pit bulls deserve the right to vote. Yeah, of course, man.
There
No, yeah. I have a dog too.
you go. What's your dog's name?
Sapphire. So it's
Ooh.
it's a mini Aussie. I have a video on my YouTube channel. She's
Okay, yeah, I'm sure I've seen them. Yeah, I've seen your stuff.
thanks, man. Now you're gonna be on the channel. Um, I got a lot of interviews this week because I'm hyped. I'm hyped for that because there's people that I find this modality of online income to be unique. I actually said that in one of my videos, but it's just so interesting that this is even possible, and there's people like you that are just like high, like you said, nobody knows who you are in social media because you keep it private,
Yeah,
and you're just
keep it
there,
all to
like
myself.
just doing this full time every day. For example, like how much volume did you get down today? Can we look at that?
Yeah. So sum that up. So I've got about 10 grand out there today.
43 bets. That's fat.
Yeah. So well, I guess if you take out the top two, so 41 bets today, a little over 10 grand. And that's just for now. I mean, I'm sure it's only 6 o'clock as we're filming this, so I'm sure I'll get more stuff that I stumble across.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, I guess we're coming to an end now.
We can keep this going. I got nowhere to be.
Sweet, man. Yeah, whoever's here listening all the way up until the probably like an hour mark.
I was gonna
Thank
say
you,
we got
because
to
it
be around an hour.
helps. That helps.
I hope
I'm
we're not
tr
rambling too much.
No, I mean, this is what people want to hear, real human talks about this thing, right? This amazing practice that I think it's phenomenal. I think it's amazing.
I I think it's amazing too. I'm right there with you.
I think it's amazing. I've always before EV betting, from like 2014 I started getting into trading, like trading forex and like just normal trading.
Okay, yeah.
It went well, and then it didn't go well in 2020. And then in 2020, like I got into sports betting, but through this really weird strategy that was like soccer live first half goals that I have no idea what EV was. I was looking at player stats, looking at the game, the developing, whatever. That was just not it just didn't really work that well, obviously, because it had nothing to do with actual math and odds. And then last year, in like March, I stumbled upon a random OddsJam video for Alex, the 400K video that he has.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen that, yeah.
And then I was actually living in Colombia in South America at
Okay.
that time last year. I am in a way. I'm just moving around now. Um and uh and then in October last year I came back to the States. I was living in Colombia for 5 years. Came back to the States to do this, and like I should have actually I had like this 6 months, 5 months in the beginning of this year where like I wasn't betting because I was doing something else
Hmm.
that was sports betting related. I was trying to do my thing with this guy that ended up being a fraud actually. So like it was like put 6 months back, and then in June I started betting again. I was doing my thing in June and July, and then it kind of like baseball really sucked ass for me. I didn't really do that well in like August. Uh, and then September was okay. October at the end was good because of the DFS correlation. I'm not even up that much. Like from bonuses, I don't have that tracked. I'm up around like 10 grand just this year
Okay.
from just like sign up bonuses, also traveling across the states, like just gathering the bonuses, sign up
Yeah,
welcome offers.
right. Yeah, I've done that. Yeah.
From actual betting, I'm up like 5K, I think. And I wasn't really getting much volume in really, and I wasn't most like 3 months out of that was offshore betting, which it's good, but not during baseball. Don't do that during baseball. There's literally no point of doing it, and I was doing it during baseball.
Yeah, I can see that. Baseball's definitely the slowest time of year.
Yeah, so I timed it wrong. But I'm back into this now. And yeah.
Yeah, I guess what I would tell everyone out there is in the sports betting industry right now, if you have the right software, you can make six figures easy just knowing how to look at an odd screen.
Hmm.
Like if you can look at this and know what this means, you can make six figures.
Yep.
I'll give you another example. So I do this every Sunday when the following week's college football lines and then NFL two will start coming out. And I can be going through here and I can look at a random game. And I mean, this wouldn't be a good example, but if you go to like last Sunday, for example, like this might be 15 and a half and this might be like 18.
Wow.
And you're going to see 2.5 point gaps on spreads, or sometimes you'll see 4 point gaps on over unders. And it's like, it's so easy. Like, all you need to know is that like 15 and a half, and if we pretend that's 18 and a half, like 3 points is huge.
So
If
you do that
like,
every Sunday? You try to hit like the week's games?
yeah, yeah, Sunday is really the only time, like during football season, Sunday is really the only time in the calendar year that I will like make sure that I'm like sitting down on my laptop, like I'm clocked in, so to speak.
All Sunday.
Most, yeah, I think Circa posts their lines, I believe, at 2 p.m. Eastern. I could be wrong on that. And then usually around there, FanDuel, DraftKings, and Caesars start rolling out their lines. NFL lines normally don't get posted until maybe 6-ish, 7 o'clock. I should say usually between 7 and 8, I'll say. But yeah, it's just a flood of lines coming out. And yeah, at that point early in the like right when they're getting posted, it's not even really like the process is totally different. It's not comparing to Pinnacle or Bet Online because usually those aren't out yet, but sometimes they are. It's just, hey, four books have this at 7 and this book has it at 8.5. Like boom, get the 8.5.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. That's good to. Never did that. I never looked at like Sunday opening lines for the whole week. I kind of just. I actually never even looked at this screen that you're looking at right now. I always just go straight into the plus EV pages.
Yeah,
This
same
is
thing. It's
good.
like yeah, and then yeah, this is yeah, this I think this is a good leads topic that definitely more in depth. And well, you got to kind of, and this is, I tell people this all the time, like especially family, like you don't need, like for example, you don't. This is the example I tell people. Let's see if I can find a real world example. Like you don't need to know who in the world Chase Ross is. Like I've never heard of this dude. But if we pretend that BetOnline isn't an offshore account, like because I don't have any money in there, because you got to deposit with crypto and all that, whatever. But let's say these were FanDuel and DraftKings. Like that is a massive arb there. You don't need to know who this is to make money. You don't need to know who Ty Rogers is. I've never heard of that guy. You don't need to know a thing about sports to make six figures a year. You just need some software and to understand how probabilities work, the Kelly criterion, break even percentages. Like
It's all just
like
there laid out. Just
yeah,
grind it
like I
out.
don't. Again, I
Learning
don't.
curve is like a couple days learning curve, and then it's just off to the races.
Yeah, like I told my mom this once. I'm like, I could literally like teach you everything I do in a weekend because she was asking me a bunch of questions like, how are you doing this? Like you're like how? And I'm just like, I could literally teach you it in a weekend. Like it's not super difficult. Like sure, there are some things that are more in depth. Like I was saying, going back to here, sometimes it's more in depth. Sometimes you need to know. Like it helps to know in football, for example, like three is obviously a really important number. So if every book has it at 2.5 and one is at 3.5, like that 1 point gap is a lot bigger than a 12 to a 13.5 might be, even though that's a point and a half. Like, so sometimes there are specific examples where you might need to have a little sports knowledge, but for the most part, you don't need to know a thing about sports.
What does the future of this look like for you? Do you want to be doing this for the rest of your days? Or how do you want to evolve this? Or you just want to keep doing this just how you are and hopefully
I
books will
mean,
never limit more than they are right now.
yeah, so that's a great question. I mean, I have no plans to stop. I mean, we got that 10 minutes
Yeah,
again.
10 minutes. Yeah, that's yeah. We'll wrap it up in these 10 minutes. But yeah,
Okay. But yeah, like if you told me, like, because I would be surprised if I don't know if surprise is the right word. Yeah, I don't know. Nobody knows how long this industry, this ecosystem will be like this. But if you can make six figures a year just living on your computer, like, I mean, just like, who knows? I might get burnt out one day and give it up. Who knows? That might happen. I have no idea, but it hasn't happened yet. I'll tell you that.
yeah. You game?
Game,
You
a little bit.
game? What do you game? What do you play?
Like earlier today, I was playing Fortnite with a cousin of mine.
Okay. So
Um,
you're home most of the day, but you walk for 6 miles every day, which is, that's a freaking 15,000 steps.
well, not every, I mean, I did the 5 miles today. I was kind of slacking today.
But you try to do it every day though, because you need that walk, because you're sitting all day, bro.
Yeah, and like yeah. So this is, yeah, not betting related, but yeah, like I try to go
Let's
on.
stray away from the betting for a second.
Okay, yeah. So I try to go on a walk every day. Yeah. I'm big into like stretching and trying to stay flexible. Like I've seen your on one of your videos where you were doing like meditation and Wim
Yeah,
Hof. Like I haven't gotten super into that, but I would say I've dabbled into that if that's a good way to
yeah,
put it.
yeah.
I think it's definitely important when you're
That's just so you don't burn out ever. I just try to kind of do that, just and
yeah,
also just for health.
yeah, just for your mental sanity. I
Yeah,
think staring at a screen all day, there are definitely a lot of negatives to that,
yeah,
but you got to stay ahead of that.
yeah, yeah. Because I'm either betting or I'm editing videos or writing or scripting. And it's like, oh, I need to leave this screen for a bit.
Yeah, I feel that all the time. But and this is weird because like the one I like I've because like I have an iPhone, for example. If I feel like one of the biggest most important things that like you might not think for what I do, what we do, because I was kind of saying earlier, like the text alerts from OddsJam are
Gold.
I think it's the well worth it. Like I don't know what the platinum plan, what that costs now.
Yeah. Do you have
I
a
don't know.
threshold set to the EV percentage?
Yeah, I honestly don't even know. I probably have it set to whatever the minimum is.
So also
Maybe.
everything that you're just everything is coming into your texts like all day.
Yeah, so that's the
Wow.
main thing. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I'll if I'm on like a lot of times I'll scroll through here, see if I like anything, but a lot of times it's phone goes off, boom, I gotta log into FanDuel as fast as I can. But going back to like the mental part, like that's super. I'm aware that that's super unhealthy that every 5 minutes my phone vibrates and I'm racing into DraftKings or racing into
Yeah.
FanDuel. Like I'm aware that that's super unhealthy sometimes. So sometimes I just gotta straight up put the phone in do not disturb, and it's like I just can't. No, I just need to give myself an hour or whatever. Like I
Yeah.
just can't do that for my mental sanity.
Maybe like read do you so to de-stress or decompress from the odds anything like so walks you read any books maybe
I
or
do
getting
not.
into
I'm not much of a reader. I
okay
probably
except
should do.
you're reading the odds screen all day.
I mean, I am. Yes. I mean,
You keep it very simple, my man, very simple living, minimal cake, just caking off these books, just you walk your dog.
yeah, it's a very basic lifestyle.
It's very any
I'm still sleeping on an air mattress. I mean, I'm living the stereotypical single guy life right now.
you're
I got an air
you're
mattress. I
you're
finally got a couch earlier this week.
you're killing it and you're sleeping on an air mattress, bro. That's the hustle, bro.
It's a comfy air mattress, though, if we're being real here.
Also, you're good, bro. I mean, I'll sleep on any surface if it's comfortable. But
Yeah, but like I finally got a couch. I don't have it. My TV stand is like it's a,
the
I
box
think,
thing,
yeah, a couple boxes that are upside down, and then there's a
bro.
cardboard
I
that is
would
going across.
love to see a picture of that man cave setup.
Man cave it is, yeah, but it's a very simple single guy life right now.
It's gonna put some. One day you'll bring a girl home and she'll be like, "Yo, what the heck is this guy making 200K sports betting? You cook? What do you cook or do you like order?
Oh, that's a great question. I need to learn how to cook. I made that realization like 3 days ago.
What do you? How do you eat then? Just ice and eggs?
So like the last 2 days, I had a DiGiorno yesterday, and I had leftover today.
So a lot
Like
of takeout.
no, I try to limit that though. Like I'm
So like Mike, just like oven stuff. Definitely learn
yeah,
to
like
cook, man. I cook.
I learned how to cook. This is embarrassing. As a 23-year-old, I've cooked scrambled eggs last week for the first time ever.
That's good, man. I mean, I'm Hispanic, so I love. I mean, I guess that's in me. I make Spanish food. But that if you just made eggs, bro, you are in for a wild ride.
Yeah,
Get into cooking, man. That's
yeah,
what.
that is definitely. Yeah, that's definitely something on my list that I feel like I got to get into because think it was Sunday, is because I was kind of waiting here on my laptop. I was like every 20, 30 minutes, I kind of refresh and see what's new. And I was getting a little hungry, and it's like, I don't want to. Should I order a pizza? Should I go to Chipotle? And it's like, well, I don't want to miss anything if something comes out. So I had a bowl of cereal that night for breakfast.
Married to the
Or
hustle,
for
man.
dinner, I should say. Yeah, I had a bowl of cereal for dinner.
That's amazing, dude. Wow. I'm gonna run out. Actually, I have to go to a store right now and change something. Well, we got 3 minutes.
Okay.
So
Wrap this up quick, yeah.
let's wrap this up. Definitely come
Shout
join
out,
us.
shout
Come
out to
join
everyone
us.
that's listened to this. What do we got to be an hour, what, 20
We're an
maybe?
hour in, bro. There's people that do that, and thank you. If you have somehow all the way here, go in the comments and write Chipotle.
Perfect.
Maybe in like a year or 2 years on the road, when this channel goes viral, because it will, then
Yes, it will. Come on.
then will people will watch this again. I have this big task ahead of me because I have to edit this next short film that I've been make recording since 2 months back, 3 months back, for the YouTube channel, which is like the continuation of my journey. So that's gonna be fun to edit that. But in the meantime, this will be out tomorrow. So upload
There you
this
go.
tomorrow. I gotta think of a crazy thumbnail. Um, yeah, I'm thinking of something. I'm probably gonna use the anonymous mask man. Like
Stranger on the
literally
internet
stranger
sitting on his laptop.
plows 200K. Yeah, I'm gonna make a really crazy thumbnail. That's like half the battle in the YouTube game. Um,
True. But yeah,
yeah,
I'll give you my actual phone number because I know we only have spoken over my
what's
burner anonymous Twitter account.
the burner Twitter account?
That I'm surprised like you could have easily like not taken me seriously because I
No,
was
when somebody making those claims that has 6 followers at that time, I'm like, yeah, this guy's legit because I know you want to kind of stay
yeah,
anonymous.
I mean the main thing I honestly do on my Twitter is anytime I see BS in the sports betting Twitter I, sports betting Twitter is absolutely awful place to be sometimes.
Right? It's just like there's just a never-ending battle between the sharps, the non-sharps, the sharps versus the sharps, the wannabe
Yeah,
sharps,
that
and it's like,
yeah,
what?
I usually use my Twitter account to just call out BS when I see it, but yeah, I'll
Are we?
shoot you my real number and
Yeah, yeah, perfect. We
we
got
can actually.
15. We got like 20 seconds, so we'll
Okay,
wrap it
boom.
up here and later, guys. Till the next
Thank you.
episode.
Thanks for having me on.
For sure, man. Peace out.